listened to Cameroon Calling last Sunday got one of the SGOs who was a victim in the Lake Neos disaster some 40 years ago gave his testimony, one of the SGOs in the Northwest region, and he also called for the government to sit up because that lake is still a danger zone. That is why people are running from it. Then we shall be looking at what is expected of President Paul Biya after his return. So what do you think Paul Biya should do at this time? What do you expect of him? There are so many, as some of the papers have said, that they expect the appointment of the vice president. Some say it is the cabinet shake-up and so on and so forth. So what is your expectation of President Paul Biya after his coming back? Then we shall look at the promises given to the lionesses. The President of the Republic has promised each of them a very good house. You know, when the President promises a house, it's not any kind of house. It is not a single room where in that single room you have your parlor, your room, your kitchen, everything. It is a house. You know, there's a difference, as some people say, there's a difference between a house and a home. So we shall be looking at this, and Chantal Biya also, Madame Chantal Biya, the wife of the President of the Republic, also made a lot of promises. What is your take about that? So after looking at these papers, dear viewers, we shall look at all the topics, including what you think you want to say concerning what we must have read as far as the newspapers are concerned. At this time, let us take the first newspaper, which we shall be very brief with it. It is the Cameroon Tribune. It is the Cameroon Tribune. You see the beautiful images there of the lionesses who were welcomed by the President of the Republic, or the presidential couple. You see the Prime Minister at the right hand of the President. Then you have the Minister of Sports and Physical Education at the left side. There you see Madame Chantal Biya. You see the Minister of Women Affairs there. You see President Samuel Eto'o there. They are flanked and very beautiful picture. It is to just tell us that the indomitable lionesses are back. You see Paul Biya to indomitable lionesses. Keep making us dream. That is all what President Paul Biya said on that day during his speech, is to encourage them to keep making Cameroonians talk about them, dream about them. At this time, let us go to the next paper, which is the Guardian Post. The Guardian Post newspaper, dear viewers. The main headline there says, at a Masters in Technology Project Presentation Day, Yaoundé International Business School cements position as research innovation hub. That is what we are being told there. Let's read. Leading private professional higher institution of learning, Yaoundé International Business School, YIPS, has continued to cement its position as a hub for research and innovation in the country. The institution's esteemed reputation reached new heights as its first-year master's students unveiled 3 innovative projects at the YIPS campus in Simbok on Wednesday, August 12. This was during the 2026 Master in Technology Project Presentation Day. It took place under the theme Innovating for the Future, showcasing excellence in software engineering, cyber security, and data science and artificial intelligence. So if you want to get the details of this, you go to page 3 of the Guardian newspaper. You get the details. Let's go to the top left of the Guardian newspaper. It says, for promoting youth entrepreneurship, Tarikun Credit Union General Manager recognized in the United States of America. Tarikun Credit Union is making news every day. This one says the results-oriented and versatile General Manager of Tarikun Cooperative Credit Union Limited, Takul Ade Divine Muma, has been honored in the United States of America for his stellar role in promoting youth entrepreneurship in Cameroon and beyond. Ademuma, who has led Tarikun Credit Union to glory for over a decade, was called to rostrum during a ceremony held in Maryland in the United States of America. Go to page 2, you'll get the details about this. Somebody made a comment that these are the kind of people we should have as Minister of Finance or Minister of the Economy. Okay, let's continue. We'll go downward. It says at the right hand side, exclusive interview, post-election tension, armed conflict in Northwest and Southwest. Post-election tension, armed conflict in Northwest and Southwest. Outgoing European Union ambassador calls for appeasement, inclusive political dialogue. Insists military option not a solution to armed conflict in the Northwest and Southwest region. That's the first point we are giving there. The second point is urges authorities to take action on political prisoners, build reconciliation. Then the third says strong states don't only enforce laws but protect rights, dignity of citizens. You go to pages 6 and 7 of the Guardian newspaper, you'll get the details of this exclusive interview by the Guardian Post with the outgoing EU ambassador to Cameroon. You can see Jean-Marc Chatena receiving state of you see him there down the beautiful image there. Let's take this one. It says time for Biya to stop grabbing encroachment on CDC land. Time for Biya to stop grabbing an encroachment on CDC land. That's one of the points that we have to discuss this morning. As vicious rumors spread about an imaginary vacuum at the presidency of the Republic while President Paul Biya was in Geneva, some unscrupulous individuals took advantage to grab Cameroon Development Corporation CDC land. They inflicted more harm on the corporation that has been struggling to survive sporadic attacks from separatist fighters. A typical case is in a village in Motengene called Esuka, where media reports have quoted the CDC management as complaining that while national attention was zoomed on President Biya's triumphant return to the country last Thursday, land grabbers embarked on destroying prime CDC palm trees at the Esuke section of the Bota Palm Estate along the Motengene Limbe Road. So, to get the details, you go to page 4 of the Guardian newspaper. People keep on grabbing CDC land. The question is, what is the government doing after a presidential decree that no CDC land goes out again? But here the people are claiming that they have a very formal document from Yaoundé, so they are to prove to us. Let us now get to the Insider newspaper, Cameroon Insider newspaper. It says State House reception, nation honors victorious indomitable lionesses. There you find a beautiful picture of the presidential couple and some other dignitaries who parade the corridors of administration and sports there, who received the lionesses. It says it was an atmosphere of unmatched excitement and national pride last Saturday, August 22nd, at the presidential palace, as top dignitaries from all three arms of government plus special guests joined President Paul Biya and spouse Chantal Biya to celebrate a team that brought enormous glory to Cameroonians by winning the country's first ever WAFCON title. The head of state lauded their talent and courage and urged them to stay focused as they look forward to representing the country at next year's Women's World Cup in Brazil. You go to pages 2, 3, and 4. You get the details about this. Coming downwards at the bottom there left, it says 2026 GC results dropped by 7.58 percentage points. 2026 GC results dropped by 7.58 percentage points. According to official statistics of the exams which were released on Friday, the overall pass rate fell from 75.46% in 2025 to 67.88% this year, with the sharpest decline recorded at the advanced level. You go to page 10, you get all the details. You know what the GCE faced this year. So we can just say the students tried their best. At the right hand bottom there, it says voter registration, the final stretch. The voter enrollment window for this year officially closes on August 31st ahead of the deadline. The Elections Management Body, ELECAM, has launched a last-minute campaign to encourage citizens who have not fulfilled their civic duty to do so before time runs out. You go to page 7 of the Cameroon Insider newspaper, you get the details there. It is to tell you that those who have not registered, please, you have few days to the end of August, and you know the polls may be called maybe in December or February, and you will not have time to register again. Let us go now at the top. It says Lagos tragedy survivors recount ordeal. Lagos tragedy survivors recount ordeal. What do they say here? Friday, August 21st marked 40 years since a rare gas explosion from the crater lake in Menchum Division, Northwest Region, led to the death of 1,746 people and a more than 3,000 livestock within a radius of 25 kilometers. 4 decades on, those who survived the tragedy say the lack of basic amenities and insecurity in the area have compounded their difficulty. So if you want to get the details about this lake in the northwest region of Cameroon, please go to page 10 of the Cameroon Insider. You will get the details there. At this time, let us look at the Sun newspaper. The Sun newspaper. The main caption there on the Sun newspaper says Bia's return further heightens nations against. Okay, let us it says nation waiting for action on unattended issues. So nation waiting for action on unattended issues. That's why I said we shall be discussing on this. What do you expect of President Paul Bia's return to Cameroon? That's what the paper is asking, the Sun newspaper. So you go to page 2. They have enumerated so many things that await President Paul Bia's return. So what do you think? At the end of this, you shall have to give your own points. Vice presidency, that is the first point that the Sun newspaper is talking of, the expectation from President Paul Biya, the appointment of the vice president. Second, they say new government, that is the cabinet reshuffle that I was talking of. The third, they say higher judicial council. We know the higher judicial council has not held for about 6 years, and so before President Paul Biya went, if I'm not forgotten, he had to form the higher judicial council for this year 2026, and I think there are about 6 of them or so, and the council is expected to meet. The next point is appointment of board chairs, the GMs and government etc. There are so many companies that the general managers are due retirement. Even the board chairs, some of them had died, and so like the SNH, that is a complaint now that the general manager has not been seen in public for a very long time. Some people say he's sick, but the wife has just taken over and started running the company. So you go to page 2 of, you will get the details. of the Sun newspaper. Let us look at it. Outgoing European Union ambassador reaffirms European Union support to Cameroon at audience with National Assembly House Speaker. That is what we are told. Then you get that in page 4. Then Berlin hosts colorful LEGDA European Union Convention. You go to page 10, you get the details on that. Okay, let's now take this one. It said CDC moves to stop further encroachment on its land, destruction of crops, cites ministerial order and presidential suspension. But Motengene Muslim community says the procedures to acquire the land was duly followed. You go to page 3, you see that conflict there. We continue. Boya Council wraps up 2026 holiday jobs with financial support to over 100 youths. Congratulations, Mr. Mayor of the Boya Council. You go to page 7, you get the details. Let us at this time, dear viewers, go to the next paper, which is the municipal updates. The municipal updates newspaper. The main caption there is at Unity Palace reception, Biya decorates and praises lionesses resilience. Biya decorates and praises lionesses resilience. Go to page 3 of the municipal update. You get the totality of that. Let us go at the top right hand. It says in Douala, Energy Minister inaugurates 3 SCDP facilities. You see the images there. And at the top, it says Fako CDC condemned destruction of palms in Esuke Motengene. You go to page 2, you get the details, and you see the young palms that have been destroyed there. And the CDC is calling on the government to do something. At the bottom there you see ahead of twin polls, Moyuka CPDM commits to achieve landslide victory. And so you see the honorable there flanked with other CPDM barons in the Moyuka subdivision. So they are preparing for the election, the twin election, that is legislative and municipal elections. At this time, let us take the Horizon newspaper. The Horizon newspaper is the next paper we have to look at. The Horizon newspaper, the main caption they say fostering unity development through holiday football tournaments. Fostering unity and development through holiday football tournaments. See, Fongo and Partners Real Estate leads Ashong people and diaspora. In page 4 of the Horizon newspaper, you get all these details. Let's come down. It says Fon Samke Elvis Gamnyam II outlines success of Birmingham Peace and Unity Sports competition. In fact, a holiday competition everywhere. And pundits have said the way the competitions are this year is like people are using it for a campaign towards the elections that we have. And you see that the monies for most of these holiday competitions have increased. So those are the impressions that are given. We continue there. Agenda, Academy, Merit, and so on. You go to page 3. You get the details as far as that academy is concerned. And on consequential return, that is what we are at the right hand mid of the paper, of the Horizon newspaper. It says an unconsequential return. What an adjective there to describe the return of President Paul Biya. It says Biya is back, so what? That is what the paper say. The Horizon newspaper say if Biya is back, and so what? So let us get what they are trying to say there. Biya is back, and so what? So whether Biya is in Geneva or Yaoundé, the fundamental reality remains unchanged. A 93-year-old man with visible physical and cognitive decline cannot govern a modern state. Okay, you go to page 2 and you get it there. Biya is back. And so what? Okay, let's just get this right. Say journalism as political theater. Journalism as political theater. Media capture an elite complicity and the manufacture of public belief in Cameroon. If you want to get the details of these, you go to pages 6 and 7 of the paper. You get the details about that headline. Sonamins rejects bid for strategic Lumi Kamuna critical minerals project. On page 8, you get the details. That you see Cameroon Customs and CRADEC push for stronger revenue control ahead of 2027 budget. Page 9 has the details of that. At this time, let us take the Post newspaper. The Post newspaper, this Monday's edition of the Post newspaper says, Biya urges WAFCON champions to stay united, disciplined and focused. Biya urges WAFCON champions to stay united, disciplined and focused. You see the champions there with the presidential couple and some other dignitaries. Very beautiful there. At the top right hand side is a 2026 GC result. National pass rate falls to 67.88% as advanced level slumps. That is very serious. It slumps. And we all know what the GC faced this year. So let's go below. It says Cameroonians Diaspora Youth Conference ends with call for stronger partnership with Cameroon. Cameroonian Diaspora Youth Conference ends with call for stronger partnership with Cameroon. At this time, what are they trying to say there? It says the 2026 Cameroon Diaspora Youth Global Conference and Award has ended with a renewed call for stronger collaboration between Cameroonians abroad, national institutions and development partners in Cameroon, organized by the United Council for Youth Empowerment International and Cameroon Diaspora Youth Network, USA. The initiative brought together young people, professionals, entrepreneurs, and community leaders, traditional authorities, diplomats, etc. So if you want to get you buy the Post newspaper, you will get all these details. Let us take another sensitive one. They say Fongo and Partners Action Unity tournament closes with renewed focus on education community development. You see the beautiful images there. It says the second edition of the Ashong Holiday Unity Tournament has ended with organizers turning their attention from sporting success to a broader agenda of education, social cohesion and community development. That is what we have there. Let us take the ultimate newspaper. The ultimate newspaper, the main caption says Baghdad Europe 2026. Baghdad Europe 2026 convention showcases culture, unity and development. You go to pages 8 and 9, you get the completion of that. It is in the Bakosi Cultural and Development Association, Baghdad. So you get the details of all these. You go to the right, it says Bangen Deputy Mayor Epien Nongene Manga, the designated chief of Mwekan Village. If you want to get that detail, go to page 3 of the ultimate newspaper. At PhD Defense, Dr. Ewane Clifford proposes fresh framework for Cameroon's development strategies. Page 3 of the paper. Then we continue with this, which in Guti says David Hoyle Foundation rehabilitates toilets, donates school needs to St. Andrew College. Page 4 has the details of all this. You can see the image there. And let's take the Cameroon Echoes. The Cameroon Echoes at this time. The Cameroon Echoes. Fungo and Partners Action Unity Football Tournament ends with a focus on. Okay, we had taken this one. Okay. The Cameroon Echoes. It says Action Unity Football Tournament ends with calls for concrete development activities and education. You go to page 6 of the Cameroon Echoes, you get the details. All these images you see there. Motengene Esuke. See this, it condemns land grabbing, destruction of palm saplings. Sorry. You go to page 2. You get the you see the palms that have been destroyed. Very young palms that were just planted. We continue on the right hand. It says Meme Manu advocates in training drill on public procurement litigation, mastering procedures, risk, remedies under CEMAC OHADA framework. You will go to page 4. The details are there. And so in Moyuka, the CPD and FACO 2 section steps up grassroots mobilization. In page 7 there, you get the details. Let us take the News Watch newspaper. The News Watch is the next newspaper there. CPDM thank you rally in Bafusam. CPDM thank you rally in Bafusam. Honorable Dato urges supporters to turn electoral tides in forthcoming polls. You see the president or the speaker of the National Assembly there when he was talking during the rally. The speaker of the National Assembly, the Right Honorable Theodore Dato, has challenged supporters of the ruling CPDM party in the West region to reciprocate President Biya's confidence in him by delivering a landslide for the party in the forthcoming municipal and legislative elections in Cameroon, with 877,580 registered voters and 522,531 valid ballots cast during the October 2025 presidential elections. Biya's party secured just 38.61% of the vote against 46.76% for his former servants turned challenger Issa Chiroma Bakari. You go to page 3 of the Newswatch, you get the details of that. We'll go below on the left. It's saying Ngoketunja South MP Banmi Emmanuel donates health facilities to Balingashu. You go to page 2, you read the details on that. You come below on the left hand side. It says Anglophone armed conflict. Tuba Bamenda 3 GO's appeal for public support as insecurity worsens in Northwest. Page 11 has the details. And then now we continue. Deadline for civil servants family allowance enrollment extended till August 15. Okay, the page 6 has that one. Let's just see. OC cries foul at Cameroon's new autopilot state to 52 days on. The national chairman of the Opposition Social Democratic Front SDF party, Honorable Joshua OC, has tackled the government's provocative silence over the president's whereabouts and state of health since he left the country for his Usual short private says on June 7th, speaking at a press conference in Yaoundé recently, Honorable Osi that the country's now autonomous status is breathing. Okay, you get the details there. Let us look at the Herald newspaper. The Herald newspaper there. The Herald newspaper, the main headline says double honors for Tarinkun Credit Union in the United States. You see the double honors there. Tarinkun is flying and flying without perching. The first point there, Takul signs memorandum of understanding with Cameroon Diaspora Youth Network to boost saving investment back home. Second point, Takul General Manager Ade Divine Muma recognized for promoting youth entrepreneurship. That's what we have there. Leading microfinance institution in Semak Tarinkun Cooperative Credit Union with its general manager Divine Ade Muma have been honored in the United States of America with the signing of a memorandum of understanding MOU and promoting youth entrepreneurship respectively. The deal was reached with the Cameroon Diaspora Youth Network and the United Council for Youth Empowerment International. So you see there. Let us go to the right. Douala Yaoundé road accident kills 7, injured 10. The accidents are happening every day. What is really happening? Says a 19-seater minibus on Sunday morning, August 23, collided with a Ben lorry at the entrance to Razel Longbajek near Edea. Initial reports suggest the minibus was carrying members from a funeral in Bafia to Douala when it collided head-on with the truck, leaving 7 people dead and about 10 others seriously injured. So if you want to get the detail, continues in page 4 of the Herald newspaper. That accident, you see the images there. It's a serious situation. Every day we have accident on our roads. Now you see, ahead of local election, 9 SDF supporters decamped to CPDM in Moyuka. 9 supporters of the Social Democratic Front SDF have defected to the CPDM in Moyuka as the party's Fakotu section intensifies grassroots mobilization ahead of the forthcoming legislative and municipal elections. The 9 were received into the CPDM during the section conference held Friday, August 21st, 2026 at the Moyuka Council Deliberation Chambers. So the story continues on page 4 of the Herald newspaper. Okay, let us just continue. Overall GC performance drops to 67.88%. Let us work on time. It says CRTV Simon Lyonga joins Cameroon National Shippers Council as communication, public relations board. Celebrated Cameroonian sport journalist and newscaster Simon Lyongala Molombe is the new director of communication and public relations at the Cameroon National Shippers Council. If you want to get the details, you go to page 6. You see Simon Lyongala Molombe there, who has had another feather on his cap. Let's take the health newspaper. Health newspaper, it says Health Promotion 2023, Yagua praised for its results. You see, just like what we had here in Bokwango, in Boya, it is same where things have been offered in that hospital and they were doing some screening too there. One Health, the Zoonosis program is finalizing its learning training modules. You get the details there. School resumption. UNICEF helps children affected by crisis return to learning. As school resumption approaches, UNICEF helps children in Cameroon conflict-affected northwest and southwest regions primary learning spaces and giving out of school children a second chance to learn, rebuild confidence, and prepare for a return to formal education. In page 4, you'll get all those details. Without a waste of time, the Daily Voice newspaper, if I've not forgotten, the Daily Voice newspaper is our next newspaper there. The Daily Voice says Biya blinks on off screen. Biya blinks on off screen. There you see it there. It says CRTV's editing overshadows Lionesses Day. CRTV's editing overshadows Lionesses Day. What does it say here? Cameroon then gone again. He resurfaced seated, then standing once more, this time to deliver a short speech praising the team's resilience. They tried again and again until they won, Biya told the Lionesses. But it was CRTV that became the real story. The state broadcaster, which had prepared for a live homecoming broadcast, delivered instead a master class in selective footage, cutting away precisely at the moments that mattered most. The president tends to say something to his wife, Kurt, a human gesture unrehearsed and ordinary. Kurt. Viewers watching at the home were left to wonder whether the handlers genuinely believed their audience could not spot stage managed television. The irony was complete in trying to control the narrative. CRTV fed the very speculation it was deployed to suppress. Every blackout became a question. Every cut became a rumor. The impression left was not of a president in good. So you go to page 3, you get the details about that. The Lionesses earned a heroic welcome at the Youth Palace. Okay, you go to the Voice newspaper and you get all these. Let us continue. It says let's just take the Dawn newspaper. I'm sure that should be the last one. The Dawn newspaper. It says CDC and Muslim community are daggers drawn in Ombe. CDC and Muslim community are daggers drawn. The Cameroon Development Corporation (CDC) has appealed an administrative court judgment delivered in Boya after the court ruled in favor of the Motengene Muslim community to be owners of a 44 hectares of the Bota Palm Estate, Esuke section in Ombe. The management of CDC had on August 20, 2026 deployed its security guards to halt 15 chainsaw operators who invaded the site in a felling spree on the instruction of the chief of the Muslim community in Motengene. Upon the arrival of the divisional officer of Tiko, Samuel Nukuri, after the confrontation almost went bloody, the Dawn gathered that chainsaw operators who were accompanied by security forces, acted on the judgment of the Boya Administrative Court, which the CDC considered to be biased. So that is what is happening there. 44 hectares. That's great. So there you see Chief Alhaji Hamasani, who is the head of that Muslim community. Let's continue. And you see the CDC General Manager Franklin Ngoninjie also there. Let's read down where it says Brigadier General Ngolo launched mega health campaign in Bokwango. Brigadier General Ngolo launched mega health campaign in Bokwango. That is what we see there. It says the commander of the 2nd Joint Military Region, Brigadier General Ngolo Ngumba, alongside the chief of the 2nd Military Health Region, Colonel Professor Koki Godfrey, and the chief of Bokwango, His Royal Majesty Abenji Mbonde, on Tuesday, August 18th, it launched the initiative carried out with the framework of civil-military cooperation was aimed at bringing quality health care closer to vulnerable communities while promoting prevention, early diagnosis, treatment, and health education. So you see the images there. You see His Royal Highness Chief Jembonde Abed of Membia Bokwango. You see General Ngolo Ngumba there, whom they are trying to take his blood pressure there and so on, who is seated. So we continue. You see Chief Bonde rewards excellence with back to school donation. It took place this past Saturday in Membia Bokwango. So that is where we come to the end of the reading of the newspaper. Dear viewers, without waste of time, let's just go for a break. When we come back, we start ending the program.
Influence our programs. Help shape the future of your favorite TV station. Don't just watch. Interact, engage, be heard. Scan the code and join the Royal TV WhatsApp group now. When we dream alone, it is only a dream. But when many dream together, it is the beginning of a new reality.
Thank you so very much. Thank you. It has been focused on the papers. And so if you want to get details about the headlines we've given you, go to the stands and you read and get the details. Don't go spreading false messages because you have gotten the headlines. No, the headlines is not what is inside at times. It is not the details. So go and buy them. Bye bye. See you tomorrow for another edition. I'm Mwambo William.
A dream.